Hello, everyone. This is Chip in Toronto, and I really appreciate you attending this webinar on becoming a more productive affiliate. Today is Wednesday, April 29th. Just for context and informational purposes for those that watch it later on. I am going to share my screen and go to my PowerPoint presentation and get started. It's going to be a very full 1 hour session. I'm starting it out with why are you an affiliate? I have quite a few affiliates who've paid their $59, soon to become $79 or $99 to be an affiliate, and trying to come up with some reasons why you chose to become an affiliate and how we can be more productive. I'm going to start out by talking about a few testimonials. One of my affiliates kind of fell away to stop using SendOutCards for a while. I sent her a birthday card or continued sending her cards, and she got back to me and said, can I restart? I realized that a lot of my current business, or all my current business, is a result of cards that I sent 2 years ago. And she's jumped back in and upped her game to the $97 level, as well as the system send package, and has great enthusiasm. Myself, I sent someone a thank you card in 2016. 3 years later, the phone rang, they were ready to move. It resulted in $5.2 million worth of business with them on the buy and the sell side. And someone else in Alabama, she did a free photo Friday card, and people sent her pictures, she sent them cards, and she ended up beating out another realtor. It was a divorced couple selling an investment property. They both left glowing testimonials on her website. Now the husband is going to list his current home and buy with her in another district. So that's 1, 2, 3 sides that I can think of, and all due to SendOutCards and the Free Photo Friday. So my question is, and I'm going to ask you to maybe put something into the chat, why are you an affiliate? Why are you paying the $59 a year? And if there is anything holding you back, what's holding you back? So let me just go to, see if I can find the chat. If anyone wants to be bold or brave is the word I'm looking for, and tell me what it is you're. So some people say they want to offset the cost. That was certainly true for me when I first started. I thought, well, what, if I can get this thing to pay for itself, why not? Free marketing, how many programs are free? Freedom is another comment that's coming in. And you're paying for the chance to grow your business and come up with another stream of income. So they're all really good reasons. Is there anything holding you back? So supplemental income and help other brokers. So we'll come back to that. I'll go back to sharing my screen. I think it stopped. And so this field of sunflowers is a field that picture I took a couple years ago. If you have an affiliate that you sign up under you on the $17 plan, you're going to make 34 cents a month. If they sign up on the $97 plan, you'll make 75 cents a month. Now, some people might not think this is very much money, but if you got that 34 cents or 75 cents from every sunflower in the field, it would soon add up. And what if you upped your game and you ended up getting $3.40 or $19.40 from each of those sunflowers? Obviously, that's going to raise the stakes quite a bit. And that represents the $17 and the $97 commission if they're a customer and they're not an affiliate, 20%. To raise the stakes even higher, what happens if you get $140 or $320? Now the chances of you, doing that for every sunflower in the field isn't very high. However, if you sell 5, 10, 20, 10 140s, if you're an affiliate, not yet a manager, and you sell a system package, you're going to make $140. 10 times that is $1,400. That's upfront money, and it certainly will help. So ask yourself, what you want to do is find your why. There's been a lot of talk around that lately. One of the comments that I just noticed, somebody said that their life got in the way, their business, kind of stopped them from really giving it the effort that they want to give. So if you could suddenly stop, if suddenly you couldn't work, would your paycheck continue? Now, I wrote this back in January when I was in Mexico, just like the background in front and behind me. I did not know what was going to happen with coronavirus. It was mid-January, early January. I didn't know 2 months from then that everyone would be either out of work or working from home. So the smart people realize that you should not rely on one stream of income. There's salaried income or employment income. Those of us who are realtors, that falls under that category as well. Investment income, if we have investments. Rental income on investment properties, pension income if you're retired, and residual income from multi-level marketing. Now, if you don't have investment income or rental income, your residual income can grow so that you will be able to purchase properties and have that second stream of income. So it's another path to freedom. So what if you, gave yourself a raise, and how much extra per month would you like to make? And you could put something into the chat. And the second part of that is, how much effort would you be willing to spend to make that amount of money? So I'll give everyone just a chance to comment. When I started, I just thought, well, if this thing can pay for itself, why not? That would be what I was looking for. I wasn't looking to make, hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars. I started out with just saying, well, if I could send cards for free and build my business, why not? I see a couple of comments. So one person said $2,000 a month would be a good cushion when markets are down. I get that a lot, $1,000, $2,000, they're common. So the next question is, how much are you willing to put in the effort? And how much effort are you willing to put in? I've had some affiliates that sign up as an affiliate and say, well, okay, when can I expect my check? And I was like, well, it doesn't quite work that way. You have to earn that money. Would an extra $175 a month make a difference? What about $875? Closer to that 1,000 we talked about. What about $2,700? Somebody said $2,000 a month. Let's raise the stakes. $2,700 a month, an extra $13,000, or even an extra $27,000 every month. Wouldn't that be nice? And I know it sounds like pie in the sky. Someone else said, 2,000 or even 500 would be great. Well, you want to ask yourself, are you a salesperson or are you a teacher? Salesperson may sell a few people, but you'll find that with SendOutCards, you bring people on, and some of them don't stay active forever. They'll fall off, and so you're bringing people on, and they're falling off the other side because you're selling them on a package. And it's a great package, it's a great system. But what if you added just one more to your downline, and you could grow that a number from, let's say, 16 people to 625 people. And I'm going to show you how to do that, changing our thinking. You want to be a teacher. So what if two people find two people that find two people and so on? You'll end up with 16 people. But what happens if they just add one more each? 3, get 3, get 3, get 3. You're gonna, that difference between 16 people and 81 people is a really huge spread. 4 by 4, now you're up to 256. 5 by 5 by 5 by 5, so 5 people each getting 5 people. You're up to 625, and if you have 10 people that each get 10 people under them, you're up to around 1,000 people that are in your downline. So all by teaching them how to find other people. And that's really the secret to success. If you only have one level deep, or even 1.5, I call it, where a few people are in level 2, that's very shallow. You want to reach for that depth. There's a couple of terms that we need to be familiar with. Some of us already are, but I get questions about this all the time. Personal volume and group volume. Personal volume is you and your customers. So if you're on the $97 plan, that's $97. If you have 10 customers that are on the $97 plan, that's $970, 97 times 10. So that's your personal volume. Group volume is all of your affiliates and their affiliates, as well as your customers. So it's everyone. And this little illustration that I borrowed from one of my affiliates illustrates it very nicely, where we've got one heart, somebody finds 3 people, loves on them, and then they each find 3 people. And then below that, those 3 find 3. So we're up to probably about 27 in that illustration. Jordan Adler famously talks about when his cousin, I think it was a distant cousin, had introduced him to the idea of SendOutCards. Jordan wasn't ready, but when he was ready, he called his cousin back, and his cousin's phone was disconnected, had no way of finding him, didn't know how to reach him. He ended up signing on with somebody else, and 85,000 affiliates later and 250,000 customers later, that was a huge loss to his cousin that he couldn't reach. So it's something to keep in mind, that we're building a business. We need to be accessible. We need to be findable. There's so many times on Facebook that I don't see phone numbers. I don't see addresses. In some cases, I don't even see states of where people are located. So you want to make sure that your storefront, even if it's on the internet, is clear and you're easy to find. So where I got those numbers from with the per month, if you look at your group volume, $970 to become a manager, a good rule of thumb, it's not an exact science, 18% of your group volume should be what your monthly or yearly, let me back up again, 18% should be what your monthly residual income would be. And multiply that by 12, you're looking at $2,100 for a manager, over $10,000 for a senior manager, $32,000 for an executive, $162,000 for a senior executive, and $324,000 for an eagle. Again, these are averages. Some will make more than these numbers, but you can see that there's a lot of freedom built into these numbers. So by rank advancing, your potential is huge and way bigger than I even thought. Someone asked me, where do you want to be in 5 years? And I said, well, I was this close to becoming an executive, where I became an executive in January. And I said, well, in 5 years, I should be an eagle. And he said, well, how much money would that be in your pocket income-wise? And I had no idea. I said, well, I know what I'm making now. By multiply by that by 10, and I thought, oh, that number doesn't seem big enough. So to be an executive, you need 15,000 in group volume. An eagle is 150,000. So I thought, well, 10 times my current monthly average. But I thought, well, no, that number is too big. Well, actually, my number wasn't even big enough. So there's huge potential. Year 2030, 10 years from now, will card stores even exist? They could be the next Blockbuster. I was making that reference to someone who was a bit younger, and he said, what's Blockbuster? And it made me laugh, because back in the 80s and early 90s, Blockbuster stores were everywhere. They were huge. Carlton Cards here in Canada and Papyrus, which was kind of a higher end, they went bankrupt in January, February this year. And already we know millennials and a lot of other people are using their apps on their smartphone for everything they can in their life. And we have not only the SendOutCards app, but we also have our new SOC Pro app, which is a really good marketing tool for us. So what's your plan to grow your business? You have to have a plan. You know, that famous saying, if you don't have a plan, if you don't plan, if you fail to plan, you'll plan to fail. That's the saying I was looking for. It's a cliche, but it's true. You want to schedule meetings. You want to show the system. You want to send, and not only send, but earn rewards, because as you sign people up through scheduling and showing, you're going to earn awards on the SOC Pro app. Let everyone you know and meet know that you have a relationship marketing business, because you do. And I always tell people, what do you do? I'm a realtor and I have a relationship marketing business. People know what a realtor is, but they always say, relationship marketing, what's that? And how does that work? And tell me more. So it's a really good way of introducing, the idea of SendOutCards, especially if they have a business and they may choose just to be a customer at first. A lot of people graduate from customer to affiliate. Back in the early January, first 2 weeks of January, I was in Mexico, and I realized Jordan Adler's beach money really is a thing. And I was in Mexico. I had 20 new customers. 2 of my existing customers upgraded to affiliate. 4 system packages sold, and I also rank advanced from senior manager to executive, all while enjoying the sun and sand in Mexico. Now, there were maybe a couple days a week that I would do 2. Maybe there was one day I did 3 demos from my hotel room in Mexico. I scheduled a bunch of demos from where I returned home. At first I was scheduling and saying, well, I'm going to be home on January 15th, so I'll schedule you. And then I thought, well, I have a lot of time here. No sense putting it off. I can actually do them from Mexico. So added quite a few new people, and I was able to rank advance, which is something that I had been trying to do for a while. So why does McDonald's sell more burgers than any other restaurant? They don't have the best quality, they're not the cheapest, and they certainly don't taste the best. The answer to that is their distribution network. All over the world, when you see McDonald's arches, what the quality will be and what to expect. And just the sheer number of stores and restaurants that they have available allows them to sell more product and that famous millions or billions sold. So your business plan, I see there's being 4 sections of the business plan. You want to have the right mindset, strategy, tactics, and accountability. Maybe you would add something more to that, but I think this is kind of a basic, a minimum. Mindset, I can do this. When I first started, I thought, before I found SendOutCards, I thought, well, I'm not really into network marketing. It's not who I am. I couldn't do that. But then I found SendOutCards and I realized I really liked the product. I thought, I can do this. I can share this with other people. And I looked at it as sharing as opposed to selling. You want to have an entrepreneurial mindset. It is a business. It's not anything else but a business once you become an affiliate. You're helping people, sharing with people, not selling them. Famous quote that I really like, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. And remember, you're a leader, not a follower. So as you get people under you and you teach people how to share the system, lead from the front and show people how it's done with your example. Strategy, you want to own your life, and that's and growth. So that freedom that we talked about, owning your life, well, do I have the money, the time, the health to really enjoy the things that I want to enjoy? I thought, wouldn't it be great next year if I could go to Mexico for 1 month or 2 or 3 months? And with SendOutCards, I can run this business from anywhere. So that certainly is a possibility. And growth. I want to grow my downline. I want to go from 2 or 3 levels that I might be now to this full 7 levels that people get paid for. Um, Tactics. Now, tactics are different from strategies. Strategies are where you want to go. So if we're going to do a, let's say a road trip, your strategy is to get to California if you're on the East Coast, or get to the East Coast if you're on the West Coast. Your tactics are how you're going to get there. What are you actually going to do? As a realtor, I'm not a door knocker. I'm not a cold caller. They're tactics that don't really work for me. But send out cards is a tactic that I can do in my real estate business, and has worked well. So find something that you can do, find something you like to do, that's going to come easy and you're not going to put off. Some people do weekly meetings in person. These days we're not meeting people in person because of the coronavirus situation. So you can do Zoom calls. And there are people that are doing Zoom calls now that never did Zoom calls before. I think their client base went from 10 million to something like 300 million, almost overnight, within this month period that we've been going through this. Accountability. You need to track your statistics. What are you doing? I've had people that say, I want to earn that $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month. And I said, well, how many people have you shared the system with this week? And the answer was nobody. How many cards are you sending? Well, I think I sent 5 cards, or I sent 3 cards. That's not going to cut it. You need to be able to grow your business through showing people how it's done, and then track who you're sharing it with, whether it's an email or a text or a video. We'll get to that. People often ask me, since I sign up a lot of people, who do you approach? And I just say everyone. My favorite expression is I don't discriminate. I let everyone know about SendOutCards. For example, the people in the hotel room next to us invited us up onto the rooftop for dinner, and we were having drinks. Their adult daughter was there, and what do you do? I'm a realtor. I'm also a relationship marketing specialist. Well, how does that work? And they were really eager to find out. What I didn't know was the mother had been telling the adult daughter, you're really good at making cards. You should have a card making business. And that was before we started talking about SendOutCards. Those same guests told other guests at the hotel. I was going by, they were having a drink. They invited me to join them and said, tell them about the card thing. So I took their pictures, sent them a card, and sent them brownies. I was in a restaurant one night, and we realized, even though it was Mexico, every single person in that restaurant, it was like a patio restaurant, they were all Canadians, including the owner. So of course, the people at the next table, which was like 10 inches away, where are you from? What do you do? And so again, I got talking about it. And the husband said, well, I'm in sales. That sounds like something that would really work well in my business. And I was like, absolutely. So he brought up before I did. Local realtor, I asked him, I always ask people, do you use SendOutCards in your business? And then sometimes they'll say yes, no, what SendOutCards? Again, it's an opening. I send lots of cards and brownies and books and gifts as well. So your strategy should include being visible. There's a famous saying in real estate, don't be a secret agent. You want to engage with people, like Facebook posts, comment on their posts, LinkedIn as well. It doesn't have to be just Facebook. Text people, pick up the phone, do Zoom calls. So all ways of being visible. And that will add to your credibility. As you share your success stories, you can say, well, either I sent this card and I ended up, selling this property, or somebody I know sent this and this is what happened. So you can share success stories. Don't worry about it if you don't have any of your own yet. And then of course that will lead to profitability. This is a kind of a nice story. Your posts don't have to be about SendOutCards all the time. I saw this post that someone borrowed from somebody else that said, after this is over, I'd like to have a drink with the first 12 people to respond. It could be a glass of wine, a beer, tequila, bourbon, tea, coffee, Coke, whatever. Just a chance to get together. Well, I had 94 comments, as you can see from that. And I kept joking after, the first 12 or the next 20, we're going to have to get a bigger bar and we're going to have to meet, in a stadium. Anyway, we had a lot of fun with it. And then this guy posted a picture of a beer. And he just said, "Cheers, good sir." And I thought, who is this? And I looked at his name, and I honestly didn't remember. It looked kind of familiar. So I went to my messenger, and I realized that we had talked back in um, January. And so there was a message that I had not answered. It said, "On the open house, do you have any good tips?" He was a new agent, and we had been chatting. And I scrolled back and I realized I had done a demo with him and I had sent him a card, but I got sick. And so I never, I got distracted, and I apparently never got back to him. So I apologized. I'm just finding this message. I'm not sure when you sent it. He said, "It's been a little while. It was January 24th. So of course I apologized profusely, but we went on to chat for that night. It was about 45 minutes to an hour back and forth texting. And so at one point, and I realized I had sent him a card, I said, "Did you like it? We love it." I said, "That's great." That's how my wife got interested. And within a few days, he became an affiliate. So again, it's engagement, it's being visible. And if you made a mistake, just apologize and move on. Don't beat yourself up. I was kind of embarrassed when I realized that I hadn't responded to his text, but when I explained that I was sick for about 6 weeks, he understood. So again, do you use SendOutCards in your business? What's your email? I'll send you some sample cards and some info. So I used to just say, "I'll send you some info." Because, I can look it up. But if you say, "Well, I'm going to send you some sample cards," people love free, and they're like, "Oh, what am I going to miss if I don't get it?" It's kind of like those mints at a diner or at a restaurant. People always want to take them. Also ask, "What's your Christmas card or holiday card plan?" Some of them realize, "Well, I don't really have a plan," or last year I drove myself crazy trying to do it manually. So what do you currently use? What method do you use to send thank you notes? And some people, again, will say, "Well, I don't send them as much as I should," or "It's manual and it's really difficult." I've also held draws for, say, 10 books, and sometimes I'll get 50 people. Again, people love free. And often what I'll do is I'll send all 50 a copy of Cody Bateman's book, because I want to invest in my business and grow the business. So what's your plan? You want to plan, do the plan, check the plan, and act in a cycle. So family, friends, workplace. When I first found SendOutCards, I showed it to two or three agents in my office, and they all said, "Sign me up. That sounds great." Anybody who has a business, they don't have to be a realtor. Social media, use your card back for advertising. If you want to send a card like this, here's my website. YouTube videos, another good place people can discover you. Weekly Facebook Lives, texting. You want to schedule, show, send cards, and earn your reward. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So it's important to realize that it's going to grow slow and steady, and that's really best. Now, Jordan does a lot of texting. This is not something I do a lot, I'll admit. So I want to set up a test time with you to show you something really cool and big. It's a new technology I need to show you on the phone. When can I catch you for 30 minutes? Look through your Facebook friends. I have 5,000 Facebook contacts, or just under 5,000. On my phone, I couldn't even tell you how many are on there, but probably, over 1,000. So if you work your way through those lists, that can keep you busy for quite a long time. And the other thing that Jordan always says, it's okay if you say no. Only open if you're open to hear. If not, it's okay. Give them an out. And that way, often people say, "Oh, well, sure." It just makes it a little bit softer, a little bit easier to hear. Now, the compensation plan. I will attempt to go through that and make it a little bit easier to understand. There is a full document, and I printed it off, but it is 11 or 12 pages. on the compensation plan, and it's pretty dry and hard to wade through. So I will attempt to show you how that works and make it a little bit more understandable. Again, if you have questions, put them in the chat and we can follow up with those questions as we go through. So compensation goes 7 levels deep. Level 0 is you and your customers. That's your personal volume. So that's you and your customers. Level 1 are any affiliates that you sign up that are directly under you. And level 2 are the affiliates that level 1 has signed up. Level 3 are the affiliates that level 2 has signed up, and so forth. Almost like a genealogical family tree. Yes, I will make the deck available. I'm also recording it, so that'll be available on my YouTube channel as well. So I tried to color code it just to show all the way down to 7 levels deep where the people come. It was pretty simple. It's sort of like you, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and so forth, all the way down 7 levels. The first thing you want to concentrate on is level 0, your customers. So you'll get 20% of all the customers that you sign up and whatever they spend. So if they're on a $97 plan, 20% of that is about $19.40, doing it in my head. And if you're on the $17 plan, 20% is about $3.40. Again, that's every month. Their customers, 20%. That's compensation. Now, it used to be, getting ahead of myself here, what you want to do, one of your first goals should be to become paid for. Find 4 customers who are on the same plan as you, and as far as I'm concerned, all affiliates should be on the $97 plan so they can make use of the system to the max. So you're on the $97 plan, you find 4 customers also on the $97 plan that you're going to be paid for. You're going to get 20% for each of them, that's 80%, and then 20% for yourself. And so that you're going to be paying out $97, but SendOutCards will be sending you a check for $97. So it's net 0 for you. The next level is you want to think about, and they've actually just made a change to this. It used to be you had to get 485 in personal volume as well as a group volume to rank advance. You actually don't need that 485, you only need 97. They've made it a little bit easier, so I will update my deck. This was just last week that was announced. So any affiliates that you sign up yourself are going to be 2% of whatever they spend. So 2% is a lot less than 20% customers. So Jim and Sarah, forever they will be my affiliate bucket, and I'll earn 2% on them. Once I reach 970 in group volume and 97 on personal volume, I will become a manager. And anybody I sign up as a manager will go into my manager bucket. So Joe and Liz, I will make the 2% on Jim and Sarah, but I'll also make 2% on Joe and Liz with an additional 5% bonus. So it moves up from 2% to 7% when you're a manager. Again, whoever signs up in your manager bucket, or they refer to this as your manager code, they will stay in your manager code forever. I mentioned the affiliate that had kind of stopped sending cards and she started up again. I thought it had been longer, and it turns out she had still stayed as an affiliate during her dormant period. So she's still on my affiliate, in my affiliate bucket, even though I am up at executive now. So once my group volume reaches 4850, now I'm going to get the original 2% for Peter and Pamela, but I'll get a 10% bonus every month. So now we've moved up to from 7% to 12% as a senior manager with 4850 in group volume. Executive, you need 15,000 in group volume, but Charles and Sally, they're in my executive bucket. I'm going to make 2% on them with a bonus of 15%. So it's 17%. And I'm approaching that 20% that I get on customers in the executive level. Senior executive is a bit bigger jump. You need 75,000 in group volume. And Bill and Jacqueline would be in my senior executive bucket when I get there. And I will get the original 2% for Bill and Jacqueline. and I'll also get an additional bonus of 20%. So now I'm making 22% on anybody that is in my bucket. They'll stay in those buckets unless they stop being an affiliate and drop back to customer. If that were to happen and they re-sign up, like the affiliate that I mentioned, let's say Sarah stopped being an affiliate, dropped back to customer, and then decided wanted to get back in. Now I'm an executive. She would be in my executive bucket. But if they stay active as an affiliate, they'll stay in that bucket forever. Eagle is 25% bonus. So you're going to, if I were an Eagle and signed up Desmond and Angela, I'd get the original 2% plus 25%, or a total of 27% compensation for them. So that's how the buckets work. So just a reminder, a refresh. Your first goal, I always tell people, don't worry about becoming an Eagle. You know, your first goal should be getting paid for. So you don't have to worry about actually, paying money every month to send out cards. And your next goal should be manager. And so you want to be able to get that 7% on any affiliates that you sign up as a manager. So 970 in group volume, and you'll become a manager. So now that could be 10 affiliates at 97, that's 970. Remember, you've got one yourself. However the math works till you reach 970. Now, you don't want to get there just with system sends, because that means you don't have a very firm foundation. You really want to build your downline with real people as opposed to just product. So it is possible for you to get there with just yourself, but it's healthier as an affiliate downline to have a stronger base, more people under you. To recap, 20% on customers, 2% on those in your affiliate code. You'll get an additional 5% for people in your manager code, an additional 10% for senior manager, 15% bonus for executive, and so forth, all the way up to Eagle. So remember that 2% gets added to these bonuses. So at the Eagle, you're making 27% on anyone under you. There's also upfront money. System packages sell for $395. If you're an affiliate and you sell a system package, you will make $140. Now, whoever the manager is will get 100. So if one of my affiliates that is not a manager sells a system package, they get 140, but I'm an executive, so I will get the manager portion, the senior manager portion, and the executive portion. So that adds up to about $185. And then, whoever the senior executive is above me and the Eagle above me, they also get a portion, $15 for the senior executive and $5 for the Eagle. They're paying out $335 of that $395 in commissions. So it's great upfront money. Again, it's just once or annually if they renew next year. Someone asked me, well, what does it take to make $1,000? And because people will be on different, different buckets, it's, the math is a little bit harder to come up with. So I looked at just customers. If I have 33 customers on this 17, 37, 97, and myself, that works out to 20%. So it's basically 100 customers. I'm going to be making about $1,000 or $1,016. Now, if only 10 of those 100 buy a system package, I'll get an additional $1,400 as a one-time bonus. And hopefully next year they'll renew. And that will be next year money as well. So it gives you a little bit of a snapshot of what's possible. So again, the reality is that not everybody is going to be on the same level. Some will be customers 20%, some will be 2%ers, some 7, some 12, some 17. So there's going to be a mix in your buckets. There's tax savings to think about as well. You're starting a legitimate business. Some of you may have started for $0 down during that free period. But even whether you're paying $59 or the new figure of $99, it's still a pretty cheap way of starting a business. And there may be a lot of expenses like sending cards that you would have spent anyway, and now you can write them off of your taxes. Traveling to SendOutCards conventions or promptings academies when they're not virtual are also expenses that you can deduct, as well as travel. I went to the convention last year in Salt Lake City, met a lot of great people, and it's very motivating. Like, you know, you learn a lot by attending these things, and again, you can write it off and make it a lot easier. Ivan Meisner said, deposit before returns. So you will be spending money on your business. You want to invest in your business. You know, that's just the way it works. So if you get to the point where you're making, you know, $500 a month from your business, a certain portion of that should go back into the business. You know, you're probably already spending the 97, but I would say, you know, another $100, $150 should go back in as seed money to grow your business. So how can you invest in your business or reinvest in your business? Send more cards, send gifts, send books to people. If people aren't sure, if they express an interest, I send them a book. Even when people sign up with a free account, I send them a welcome card with brownies, because I want them to experience the brownies, and I send them Cody's book. Whether it's a free account or whether it's a $97 account with a system package, everyone gets the same treatment. And then, you know, from time to time, I'll see people in my Facebook feed that have had babies. One guy, I said, I recognize his name, and I knew he was one of my customers. He had a baby, so I sent him a baby card with Jingles, the giraffe. And, you know, as I was sending it, I realized, oh, this guy's on a free account. So he's never really done anything, but that really didn't matter. I wanted to celebrate. He was a brand new father, first child. I texted him, said, is this your first? Yeah, it's my first. We're really excited. So I sent him that, and he was so excited with the card, he signed up the next day as soon as he got it, and got himself on a $97 plan. So again, give to give. Sometimes you'll send a gift and it might turn into a downline affiliate 6 to 18 months later. I've had people that have contacted me and I think, who was this? And I realize, oh, we talked a year ago, or we talked 18 months ago. I'm here to help. And some people reach out, not enough. But I have my YouTube channel with quite a few videos. It's Never Just a Card. The Facebook group, It's Never Just a Card. Well, I'm willing to do Zoom meetings, whether a group or whether it's a demo, one-on-one. If you have people that are interested in joining SendOutCards, set up a three-way Zoom and say, you know, Chip, this is Joe, Chip, and I'll go through and explain how it works, do my dog and pony show, and say, you know, when you're ready, sign up with Cynthia or sign up with Raymond, whoever it is. People send me texts, and if it's a quick answer, I'll quickly answer them back, or Facebook Messenger. If I'm busy or I'm driving or I can't really help them, I may say call customer service. And I'm also happy to help present to larger groups like your brokerage or any other large group via Zoom. I've even offered to come and visit people, you know, in other states. And I've got a nephew in North Carolina, and I was driving down through New Jersey and Virginia, and offered to present to a large group. No one's ever taken me up on it, but I'd be happy to do that. While we're here, I'm also going to announce, some of you may have noticed on the Facebook group, It's Never Just a Card, I'm going to start an accountability group. It's a run for manager. It starts Thursday night, tomorrow night. It's going to be our first meeting via Zoom at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then every Tuesday at 8 p.m., we'll get together every Tuesday in May. So it's only May 1st to 31st. The requirements are that you get yourself on a $97 plan, commit to sending at least 3 cards a day, and committing to show the system to at least 2 people a day. Now that could be sending a video from the SOC Pro app, or it could be a demo. But my goal is to get a number of you to manager and help you get there and teach you how to do it. and support you. And that's always been my goal right from the beginning. Some other professional development, a couple of books that I want to mention. Deal Your Own Cards, 10 Skills to Build a Winning Hand by Donna Sylvester. It's a very good book about building your SendOutCards business. And it's easy to read. I highly recommend it. Donna is a very successful, I think she's an executive in Denver, Colorado. And then a book that she recommended to me that I'm waiting to get. It's about tax incentives or tax deductions with a multi-level marketing business. So more relaxing, less taxing, and you'd be brain dead not to own your own business. So Donna recommended this book very highly, so I'm going to pass on that as well. And when I get it and read it, I will let you know what I've gotten from it. Again, another quote that I came across: if you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something that you've never done before. And I think that's really true when it comes to SendOutCards or any multi-level marketing business. Step outside of your comfort zone. I'm going to stop it right here and ask if there are any chats that questions. How's our time? 1:47. So we're under that hour, but I'm happy to answer any questions and go over. I will be posting this in our It's Never Just a Card Facebook group. And I mentioned the accountability group. There's going to be another private group for that group as well. It'll probably be a small group of people, and that's a good thing. So we can help each other and find out what's working. And so the question is, what about the SOC Pro app? The SOC Pro app is a marketing tool. It's not really, you're not sending your cards from there, although there's a shortcut at the top. Let me just plug it in and see. I can share that as well. A minute. How many of you have already installed the SOC Pro app on your phone? I'm just waiting for it to load. Okay, so the top where it says send a card is really just a shortcut to go to the original SendOutCards app. And then there's a bunch of links. This again is a marketing tool. It's meant to help you build your business. So to send a free card, you can either copy that link and send it to Facebook Messenger or email or Facebook, whatever you want to do. And then there are also, other videos that you can watch, videos on getting started. There's a video on overview, and then there are a bunch of testimonials. So I have created a video. I'll just start a little bit of it and won't play the whole thing. Hello, I'm Chip Barkle. I'm a luxury realtor here in Toronto, Canada, and I've been using SendOutCards for several years now, both in my personal life and professionally as a real estate agent. Today I'm going to share with you 3 cards that I designed and sent using SendOutCards, and I'll share with you the results of those cards and kind of the after story. The first card that I'm going to talk about is a thank you card for one of my neighbors. She's an avid gardener, and it was late March, early spring. Still too cold to be in the garden. So I thought, oh, I bet she's anxious to get to the garden. I'm going to send her a happy spring card. I did that. She phoned to thank me. And during that conversation. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. You can watch it on your own. But I wanted to get across how I make cards personal. and give a little bit of the story, what happened after I sent the card, the process that went through. So I've got a few people that have put it on their phone. It's an easy thing. If you have not installed it, sometimes there's an issue with passwords. Call customer service, they will get you up and ready. If you can't find the email that was sent to you with the magic link, go to the App Store or wherever Android people get their apps and do a search on SOC Pro, and you can download it. And then there are videos on pricing, and there are videos, on the opportunity as a SendOutCards affiliate. There's a bunch of other overview type videos. So there's quite a bit here, and then testimonials. And the testimonials, Callie Teagarden, Christy Lee, Cody himself, Jordan, as well as mine is there as well. Gail Zintak, who's my sponsor, so she's in your upline. She has one on there too. So again, if you know somebody who's in here that is a hairstylist, Ray Rita is a hairstylist, you might want to send them that video. And it's really just a simple way of just going in. Let me just find that again. If I want to send somebody Ray Rita's email, video rather, all I have to do is tap on his video and tap on the copy link at the bottom. It's going to copy the link, and then all I have to do is open up my Messenger or email or Facebook and just paste it in. So it's a pretty simple process to do that. What else is in here? There are also training videos. When you sign on, you will be shown Cody's video. Watch that, and you'll be encouraged to go to Jordan's 2 videos on getting started with the system. But underneath Learn at the bottom, there are a series of, I think there's 6 or 7 videos. A good idea to watch all of those. It'll answer a lot of your questions. And they're very short. They're 3 to 5 minutes each. So they're short and to the point and easy to share. The other thing that's new with this, there are shareable PDFs and all the tutorials. The tutorials, for example, the iOS or iPhone tutorial, all of these come with PDFs, so you can print out the hard copy at the bottom as well. And so there's shareable PDFs and other things. So there's a lot here. One of the new additions is the SendOutCards fair use policy. Someone asked that would be put on. So good idea when somebody signs up on the $97 plan with the heartfelt cards, or even $37 with the heartfelt cards. Send the fair use policy so they understand what a heartfelt card is. So there's a lot here. All the training, SOC Pro training down at the bottom, the app training, you can go through those as well. So there's a lot here. It's all in one place. You don't have to second guess. Do I go to YouTube? Do I go to the Resource Center? Where do I go to find all these things? Company downloads. A lot of it is here that you'll be needing to use in your marketing. This is synced with your phone, so it won't get your addresses from the people that are already in SendOutCards in your database. It's really meant to market to people that are phone contacts. So it's an app. So think about that. It's marketing. It's not sending the cards themselves. Although I can tap on the Send a Card, and it will take me to the old original SendOutCard app. And then go back to the Pro. So hopefully I've answered those questions a little bit. It's really fun and easy. Yeah, people have watched some of the videos. And while we're here, I'll just talk about some of the awards that you can win. So it's going to walk you through the system and teach you. The first award is signing up for a subscription. And then Send 3 Cards award. Share 3 is when you've shared the link and they've signed up for a free account. And this was set back to 0 on April 20th. So it seems to me I have one person that signed up for a free account since last Monday. $97 award if you signed up for a $97 subscription. Your first customer, your first affiliate. 3x14 is, now this was 100% the other day. I don't know why it's gone back to 88%. Sending 3 cards 14 days in a row, a total of 42 cards. That's a good way of getting started. And then your 485 GB award. Fast start is people that have signed up in their first 30 days, they get $97 subscription for themselves, plus 485 group volume. 970 group volume award, and then manager. So there will be other awards to senior manager and executive and above. They just haven't been added into the system. Any other questions? Well, hopefully that answered a few questions around the SOC Pro app. I'll give one more chance for questions, and then we will wrap up since we're down to the wire, and I wanted to keep this under the hour. The point of the whole thing is you want to grow your business, you want to make it fun, you want to make time for it. So when I talked in terms of investing in your business, for some of you that might be an investment of time, not just money. And you'll find it's kind of like a snowball. You know, I found it was difficult to get my first sign up as an affiliate, but once I got that first one, within a few weeks I had 3, and I was manager. A few months later I was senior manager, and so forth. So it's kind of fun to see it grow. You know, success is always fun to watch. So it's just a matter of putting the effort in. So thank you very much. We're going to end the recording here. And remember, I'm here for you. And if you need any help, I'm willing to be here and help you along.